The Chicago Bears are entering a crucial offseason. Big moves are already happening. A new head coach, a young quarterback, a ton of cap space, and some key draft picks. This is the moment Bears fans have been waiting for, but how do they get it right? What are the biggest priorities? First, let's talk about the biggest move we've already made, landing Ben Johnson as our head coach. This is huge, Bears fans. I've broken down every Lions game from the past 2 seasons, and let me tell you, this guy is an offensive genius. The way he schemed up plays for Detroit was absolutely beautiful. He took Jared Goff, yes, the same Jared Goff that the Rams gave up on, and turned him into a Pro Bowl caliber quarterback. Just imagine what he can do with Caleb Williams. Speaking of Caleb Williams, he's coming to Chicago, folks. The first overall pick is ours, and there's no way we're passing on him. I've watched every single snap he took at USC. The arm talent is ridiculous. The playmaking ability is off the charts. He can make throws from angles that shouldn't be possible. He's got that Patrick Mahomes-type creativity with the ball, but here's the thing. We absolutely cannot waste his talent like we did with Justin Fields. And that brings me to our biggest priority this offseason, fixing this offensive line. Let me be real with you for a second. Giving up 68 sacks last season, that's embarrassing. That's not Bears football. We need to protect our young quarterback, and we need to do it now. Here's my master plan for the offensive line. First, we need to sign Kevin Zeitler in free agency. I know some people will say he's getting older, but trust me on this one. I've studied his tape from Baltimore. He's still playing at an elite level. His pass protection technique is flawless. He understands how to pick up stunts and blitzes. He's exactly the kind of veteran presence we need on this line. But we're not stopping there. With the 9th pick in the draft, we need to take Joe Alt from Notre Dame if he's available. I've broken down every snap of his college career. His footwork is incredible. His hand placement is perfect. He's got that mean streak you want in an offensive lineman. Imagine having him protect Williams' blind side for the next decade. Now let's talk about weapons. DJ Moore is a stud. We all saw what he did last season. But he needs help, and I've got the perfect target in free agency, Keenan Allen. Yeah, he's not the youngest guy anymore, but his route running is still elite. I've studied his separation metrics. He's still getting open at an incredible rate. Plus, he'd be the perfect mentor for our young receivers. But here's where it gets really interesting. With our 2nd-round pick, we need to target Xavier Worthy from Texas. His speed is absolutely ridiculous. He ran the fastest 40-yard dash in combine history. When I watch his tape, I see shades of Tyreek Hill. Having him and Moore on the field at the same time, that's a defensive coordinator's nightmare. Let's talk defense, because this is still the Chicago Bears and defense is in our DNA. Montez Sweat was a great addition, but we need more pass rush. I've got my eye on Josh Sweat in free agency. His get-off at the snap is explosive. His bend around the edge is beautiful. I've broken down his pressure rates. They're among the best in the league. Pairing him with Montez, that's bringing back memories of the glory days. And we can't forget about the secondary. Jaylon Johnson needs to be re-signed, no questions asked. Pay the man. I've charted every single one of his coverage snaps. His technique is perfect. His ball skills are elite. He's exactly the kind of cornerback you build a defense around. Now let's talk about the running game, because this is where Ben Johnson's offense gets really interesting. I've studied every single running play the Lions ran last season. The way Johnson uses pre-snap motion and creates running lanes is beautiful. But we need the right back for his system. DeAndre Swift is fine, but I think we need to draft Tre'Veon Henderson in the 3rd round. I've watched every snap he took at Ohio State. His vision is incredible. His burst through the hole is explosive. He's got that home run ability we haven't had since Matt Forte. Here's something most people aren't talking about. Special teams. We need to fix our return game. Remember when Devin Hester was striking fear into every opposing coach? We need to bring that back. That's why I love the idea of drafting Xavier Worthy. Not only can he be our deep threat, but he can also be a game-turning returner. Let's talk about the tight end position. Cole Kmet is solid, he's reliable, but in Johnson's offense, the tight end is crucial. We saw how he used Sam Laporta in Detroit. That's why I think we should take Jatavion Sanders in the 4th round. His receiving ability is off the charts. When I watch his Texas tape, I see shades of George Kittle. Here's something that keeps me up at night. Our linebacker situation. Tremaine Edmonds is fine, but we need more speed at the position. The game is changing. We need linebackers who can cover. That's why I'm targeting Cedric Gray in the draft. His sideline-to-sideline speed is incredible. His instincts in coverage are elite. Now, let's talk about the defensive line. We need more beef up front. I've been studying Andrew Billings' tape. His ability to eat up double teams is exactly what we need. It would free up our edge rushers and make our entire defense better. The safety position is interesting. Eddie Jackson isn't the same player he used to be. We need to start thinking about the future. That's why I love Sidney Brown. His range is incredible. His ball skills are elite. He could be the centerpiece of our secondary for years to come. Let's talk about team culture for a second. Ben Johnson is going to bring a new energy to this team. I've talked to people who worked with him in Detroit. They all say the same thing. He's a leader. He knows how to connect with players. He knows how to build a winning culture. And that's what this is all about, Bears fans. Building a winner. We've got all the pieces, the cap space, the draft picks, the young talent. Now we just need to put it all together. Here's what gets me excited. Imagine this offense. Caleb Williams throwing bombs to DJ Moore and Xavier Worthy. Tre'Veon Henderson breaking off long runs. A solid offensive line giving Williams time to work his magic. Ben Johnson scheming up plays that keep defenses guessing. And on defense, Montez Sweat and Josh Sweat terrorizing quarterbacks. Jalen Johnson locking down one side of the field. Young, fast linebackers flying around, making plays. That's Bears football. But here's the thing. We need to be patient. This isn't going to happen overnight. Building a contender takes time, but for the first time in a long time, we've got all the pieces we need. We've got the right coach. We've got the right quarterback coming in. We've got the cap space and draft capital to build around them. The NFC North is changing. The Packers are rebuilding. The Vikings are in transition. The Lions are good, but they're not unbeatable. This is our chance to take control of this division. Remember the feeling when we were dominating teams with that 2006 defense? Remember the excitement when Devin Hester was making teams kick away from him? Remember the pride we felt in being the monsters of the Midway? That's what we're building towards. We're not just building a team for next season, we're building a team that can compete for years to come, a team that can bring the Lombardi Trophy back to Chicago, a team that can make Bears fans proud again. This offseason is crucial. Every decision matters, every signing, every draft pick, every move needs to be perfect. But I believe in Ryan Poles. I believe in Ben Johnson. And most importantly, I believe in the Chicago Bears. The pieces are there. The plan is clear. Now it's time to execute. It's time to build something special. It's time to bring back the glory days of Chicago Bears football. So what do you think, Bears fans? Are you excited about the future? Do you believe in the plan? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, bear down! And remember, no matter what happens, we're Bears fans. Through thick and thin, good times and bad, we stick together. Because that's what Chicago does.